welcome back to Old Men Talking. I was the one who hosted last time, and I'm not letting anybody get away with it. We're kind of getting back into the routine of everything, so now we have to decide who is hosting this thing because it was my turn last time. I think Bob Dub did it before me. I think it's old John's turn. Or John.
Uh, I think it was Bob's idea, wasn't it?
No, that's not fair, John. I can't have ideas ever again if you do that to me.
Right, okay. Today's topic is about old people and technology. Is that right? Is that what we're talking about? I think we are.
Yeah.
So, I, for one, am not brilliant with phones. My partner is younger than me. She's really good at them. I'm not so good. Computers I'm all right with, but phones, no. But then I got an older neighbour who I go and help with her PC because she struggles with that. So it's because most of the older people I think are like self-taught. I know I am anyway with stuff like this. Whereas the youngsters are sort of brought up with it, aren't they? You know what I mean? So it is harder for us. I can hear Roger in the background. I don't know if it's echo or what. I don't know.
Yeah, that's why I try to mute as much as I can because I have a oxygen tank back here that I have my dad has it, so.
All right, okay. Yeah. So that's what the subject is about today. And this is the first time streaming direct onto One for the Witness. I've usually Roger streamed it in the past on a Tuesday. This time on every Tuesday, but I've recorded it and I usually release it on a Sunday. I think from now on it'll be, if you guys want to see it, will be streaming direct on Wonderful the Witness and other channels which Roger has on Tuesday at 11 o'clock. Greenwich Mean Time, anyway. Yeah, excuse my voice. So this is what this topic is about. As I say, with phones, I am no good at all. I'm absolutely hopeless. Hence, it's maybe because I'm old, but PCs, yes, I have taught myself a bit how to use them. So there we go. I don't really have a lot to say starting off. I don't know if you have, Bob.
Well,
I can hear you fine, yeah. Just picking up Roger as well. It's distracting me slightly. He's got his mic turned off, but I can still pick him up.
All right.
Now, you can actually hear me. Like, let me hit mute real quick and see if you can hear me still talking. Can you hear me talking still?
Yeah, your mic is on mute, but I can hear you in the background. I don't know what's going on. I think you've got one of your streams volume turned up or something.
Yeah, let me.
That's what I think.
Let me check it real quick.
There we are. I think that sorted it.
Okay, so you can't.
I can hear you very, very quietly, but you are there, but it's very, very quiet now.
Okay, let me. Yeah, well, keep on talking. Don't let my bad audio distract you from the show, man.
Yeah, you're very quiet now, Roger. Your mic is muted, but I can still hear you very, very quiet.
Yeah, don't let my audio distract you guys from the show. Keep talking and stuff. I'm taking care of it right now. Okay. Just keep on talking.
Just keep on talking. Okay, so my turn, right.
Right.
So yeah, I think that with me, I haven't changed my phone much over the last sort of 4 or 5 years. I got to a point where I just found that this constant updating of phones and going on to the next technology and everything was just, I didn't need it. I needed a nice, stable setup that worked for me. And so, yeah, I think that I've sort of, I don't know, I can say solved. I was going to say solved, but I've resolved my issues with phones at the moment by making sure that I stay with the phone that I have. The big problem that I have with that is that a couple of months ago, I dropped the phone on the floor and it dinged the edge of the screen, and now there's a big dead spot in the screen. So because it's an older phone, I can't get it fixed as easily. So I have to pay a whole lot of $100 take it into the place, get them to send it to Samsung, and put in an older screen. So it becomes a little bit of a minefield, because you get these sort of workarounds that you get for technology, but everything updates so quickly that you're almost outdated by the time you've got things set up. So yeah.
I found out the problem now. It was me with the volume. I got a tab open with the Wonderful World of Witness stream on, just to check a view of the chat, and I realized I had the volume on as well, so that's why I was picking up like a slight delay of what we already said, and I thought, oh, it's me. Oops. Just the stuff, technical issues. We never have any technical issues in the show. It's the first time we stream on Wonderful World of Witness. It all happens, doesn't it?
You know how much stuff I just went through, John. I mean, I just went through my entire computer working on audio. I was bouncing around and everything, trying to figure out. I even went into my computer audio and muted my computer so that I could just click on the computer microphone to do it. Thanks, man. Thanks.
Yeah, moving right along. We've got some chats. Anyway, we've got some chats. This is going to be slightly different to our normal. DJ Kenny's there.
This is good.
Yeah, and Jackie, a long-time friend of the channel, Jackie. I don't want to try and pronounce her name because I'll probably get it wrong. Happy New Year to you, Kenny, and Maxi Boy Ree, and Jackie, and Dingo. Happy New Year to all of you. And Jackie says she still has a Nokia 6131. I've never heard of that one. Flip phone. I didn't even want a smartphone. You'd make it harder and harder not to have one. I bought my second Nokia revised. I think it's called. It was second hand with a new battery and things. I've never heard of a 6131. I've heard the 3330 and stuff like that.
No,
it's not that one.
I believe I remember Nokia's. My mom and dad used to have them before they went. It took them forever to go get into that, what do they call it, G4 or G5, I believe, the new flat phone. And, with my problem, I despise phones. I'll tell you that straight up. I have no respect for them. I think that they're a waste of time. I look at the younger people, and they've always got their face stuck into it. So... yeah. When everybody wants me to get a phone and try to tell me that it'll make my life easier, I'm like, no, it won't. It's just going to turn me into a zombie like you are, you know what I mean? So I don't even use them unless I have to. Now, with that said, what I do notice, outside of me, my mom, okay, she's in her 70s now, and she gets her phone and she just completely screws it up just from the get-go, you know what I mean? All of a sudden there's viruses all over it, and I have to go in and reset the phone because she's gone in there and tapped on everything she could find. Okay, and I turn her phone on, and all of a sudden all these spam messages start popping in, and it takes 45 minutes for me to freaking clear them out just so I can get to her settings and freaking reset the phone, you know. And then if she goes onto the computer, she does the same thing to the computer. Okay, but it's not her. Somebody's messing with her stuff, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I understand it on that part of it. I was actually fortunate. I was able to learn about computers and stuff and everything. And I know the basics when it comes to using phones, but I don't like them. Mark and me had this conversation. And he has this crazy idea that phones and laptops are going to take the place of computers. And I think that's nonsense because I have this computer right here, okay, and this computer has 8 cores and its CPU. It's got a decent GPU, and I can do a lot more with this computer than what I can out of a computer from Walmart. All right. Now, I can honestly tell you that there's no laptop or telephone that can compete with this computer when it comes to getting things done. I mean, you can go and get yourself a 2 terabyte hard drive and hook it up to a external hard drive and hook it up to a laptop, but that's as close as you're going to get. You know, um, there's still going to be a need for computers when it comes to technology. And that's the issue that I have with tech, with me. I mean, but most people don't understand that stuff at all, you know. So I think that's something else that people don't understand. Like phones and stuff like that aren't going to take the place of computers. It's just not going to
No.
happen.
I don't think the cooling side of it would they'd ever be able to get close to a computer anyway for that alone. Because even laptops struggle with it, don't they? They can't cool them down like you can with PCs. They've got all like water cooling, and they've got only hundreds of fans and stuff like that. You know what I mean? How can you have that on a phone? It's just never going to happen, is it?
No.
I don't think unless they develop some liquid that just can go in a phone, which is going to keep it cool all the time. I don't know if that ever happens. Otherwise, I don't see it happening. But I do have a smartphone. But one of the grievances I've got, and with it, not with the phone so much, is with the apps. I'm on Facebook because I've got a lot of followers and friends on there, so it's difficult for me to leave there, even though I'd like to. But if you look in the terms and conditions when you update Facebook, it tells you access to your camera, access to your microphone. And I thought, well, all this. So most people just like me, just ignore it. Just don't think about it. I remember years ago going to a sports day, my son. I happened to be just talking about, I can't remember what it was, cameras or something. I think it was we were talking about, like digital cameras. Next thing, one on Facebook, adverts for digital cameras, because they'd been listening to my conversation. And it's like, you know what I mean? Yeah, even though it does tell you in terms and conditions that you access to, it does tell you that. They're not like being manipulative. They do say, but most people don't even look at the term T and C's, unless you're Mark. You don't listen to them. But that's one of the reasons I wish I could get off Facebook, but it's just a lot of my interviews and stuff I do it through Facebook, so it's difficult for me to really do that at the moment. But I would, in time, like to get off it totally for that reason alone, for security reasons and stuff. So.
But I've heard, John, that with Facebook is that even if you're not on Facebook, the Facebook app still tracks everywhere you go.
Right,
so once you've been on Facebook, if you get off Facebook, it doesn't matter. It still tracks everything you do.
Oh, I didn't know that. God.
Apparently, well, I mean, I don't know. You never know with these things that people say, particularly, well, I find the older I get, the more I am unable to tell the difference between what's actually happening in the world and what's just some made-up story that somebody made up just for the fun of it.
Yeah.
Well, see,
I didn't know that.
I got sucked into all that stuff too, and I mean, don't get me wrong. I love the people on Minds, okay? I love the actual people on Minds. Like, I would have met you, Bob Dub, if it wasn't for being on Minds, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, like Robot, who just helped us get on here and take care of stuff, and Mike, or, Mark Edworthy and Tan. But they suckered me into, like, this whole thing about Facebook being horrible and YouTube being horrible and boycott PayPal and all this crap. That's what first got me in there. And it wasn't the people that did it. It was the freaking Minds administration, And, like, they promise all this great stuff, but what happens is, like, you switch from Facebook over to freaking Minds, and then you find out it's the same bullshit but a different freaking gimmick. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I've done that with so many platforms, like Odyssey, same shit. I mean, it's just a different gimmick. They just change up the freaking words, make a different name, and they just throw the same crap at you. BitChute, same thing. So all of a sudden you go from frickin' being on Facebook to being on YouTube, and from YouTube and Facebook you're going to Minds.com, then you're going to Rumble, then you're going to frickin' Fruit Lab, and then you're going to frickin', it's a never-ending loop. All of a sudden you're on BitChute. And mysteriously, you get uploads appearing on BitChute that you never gave them permission to do. It's like, come on, man, and all this stuff is going on, and they're trying to tell you, oh, don't go to them. I was told that Discord was a bad place because the CIA had infiltrators. Come on, seriously. So you're not gonna get on Discord because the CIA is freaking spying on you and trying to get your secret information, your top secret information that's hidden under the kitchen sink. You know what I mean? Come on.
I've heard it about Telegram as well. I think it's Telegram they call it. That the terrorists and all that, they're supposed to use that. I don't know if that's true. I have no idea because I don't use it, but stuff like that as well. I think every part of social media has got its own good points, its bad points. As you said, I met Bob through Minds as well, which is a great thing. It's happened and stuff. But I met a lot of people through Facebook as well. Most of my interviews came from Facebook I've done. So, what I mean? There's going to be bad stuff in every social media. Everyone's, to be honest, all these people that create them, they're all out for themselves, So I think the way to do it is just use them like they use you, so to speak. That's what my view on it is. Try to give them as little as they can use of yourself, and don't share too much of what you're doing and stuff like that on them. Personal stuff, don't share anything. I don't anymore. But I use it for the fact that it's as a means to help progress my channels and stuff. That's what I use it for. And I just check on the chat as I'm here.
Yes.
Jackie says that Nokia 6131 is from 2006. All right.
Yeah, I sympathize with you, Jackie. Yeah, 2006 was a good year. Why update?
Because I remember I had a 3310, I think it was in the 90s I had that Nokia, and that was on bulletproof. You could throw it at walls or anything, it was indestructible. The battery last a month. It was just better days, they're really good phones, really solid phones. But now, of course, you can't use them. You can't, they've got the apps and stuff like that, and I don't know. But they were solid phones. You couldn't beat them.
Well, the interesting thing with smartphones is that they're just not phones.
No, they are. No,
you can take calls on them.
Yeah.
But the flip phones and the original cell phones, those were phones. They were designed to be telephones, just with a different signal. But now you can use a smartphone. I mean, I have everything on my smartphone. When I watched with Mr. Robot showed me an amazing movie on Boxing Day. We watched a wonderful movie together. Leave the World Behind on Netflix. Really interesting. And it was an end of the world thing, and the power goes out and nobody can use their cell phones. They can't use the GPS, and they haven't got anybody's telephone. It just made me think, everything that I do now is on my cell phone. To still call it cell phone. But my diary's there, my notes are there, all my photos are there. All my phone numbers. If I couldn't access my cell phone, I wouldn't be able to phone anybody. I wouldn't, 10 years ago, I would still know people's numbers. If something happened to my cell phone, I'd be able to phone off another number because I would know the number. But these days, I don't even remember anybody's phone number. So it's more than just a phone. It's an everything. It's a it's a mini computer.
Yeah, it is a mini computer. Yeah, my partner lives on her phone when she's home. She's always on TikTok and stuff. But that's what she wants to do, She's looking at
that's interesting because that's the next generation Facebook, isn't it?
Yeah, it is really,
where the Facebookers are going to is TikTok.
Yeah, it is. And again, there's everyone's saying, "Oh, don't go on TikTok. The Chinese are spying on you," because they're using TikTok. And I think, well, everyone's spying on you anyway, so you might as well just do what you want to do. You know what I mean? Don't get paranoid about it. Just do what you want to do. If you got friends on TikTok, you got friends on Facebook, friends, you know, it's like everywhere. You just got to get the good out. There's good and bad and everything. You just focus on the good in it, and that's my view. And just live your life, because we're here to live it, aren't we? You know what I mean? Instead of like just being like almost like at times paranoid. You can say, "Oh, I can't go on Facebook. Oh no, it's going to spy on me. I can't go here. TikTok, Discord, that's going to spy me." Well, let them spy on you. If you've got anything to hide, you've got nothing to worry about anyway. You know what I mean? If you're not like hatching the next nuclear war or anything, what have you got to worry about? You know, but people do, don't they? You know, it's crazy.
Well, see, I think a lot of people, and I fell for this too when I first got on the internet. You know, I got on the internet and I fell for this idea that like I was able to freaking have free speech and what I said was important. You know what I mean? And I thought that freaking when people said stuff against the things I said, that they were infringing on my freedoms. But the truth of the matter is that's not the truth. Okay, like I agreed to these terms of agreements on these platforms when I went onto them from the get-go, and it took me a long time to figure that out. And I call it frickin' the rebellious, the rebellious phase of the internet, because I was like that too. I wanted to rebel against everybody. I wanted to take your videos and your videos and your videos, and I wanted to combine them and throw a little bit of the Simpsons in there and freaking make a really cool video, and come to find out that the people who make the Simpsons don't like it too much when I post that stuff on YouTube, because that's their content. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I felt offended by that. So at the beginning, I was rebellious. Instead of me saying, okay, I'm not going to do that no more, I kept getting rebellious until I got a letter in the mail saying cease and desist. Mr. Bean apparently doesn't like it when you take his stuff and post it on YouTube. You know what I mean? So I tell Mark Edworthy all the time, don't fuck with Mr. Bean, dude. That man's funny, don't get me wrong, but he will send letters to your house, and the internet provider that you have will tell you straight out, if you keep doing this, we will discontinue your service. I mean, and that's the only person on the internet that's ever sent me a message through the mail.
Wow.
The only person. And what I'm getting at is eventually that rebellious phase ended. I was like, you know what? I need to stop doing this stuff. So I got rid of my old YouTube account. Well, it got suspended, actually. But I started a new one, and that's where I've been. And, I run into people on these different platforms who are pissed off because I don't want to go stick my head under the sand and run away from YouTube because people are freaking saying things that I don't want to hear. You know what I mean? Just because they're against the stuff that I'm putting out doesn't mean that I need to freaking run to another platform or charge people freaking $5, $10 for subscription so they can see my content. You know what I mean? I think that's worse than frickin' actually sticking it out and saying, look, man, I'll follow their rules, but I'm still going to frickin' say what's on my mind. You know?
It's interesting, the thing about following the rules, because one of the interesting things about the internet is how people behave as if there's no consequences. I always think, like, if you were sitting in a cafe and you were wearing a pair of really ugly blue shoes, nobody in the cafe would walk up to you and say, my goodness, I hate your shoes. They are so ugly. You would just wear your ugly blue shoes and you would go home. But you do that on the internet, and everybody needs to tell you how ugly your shoes are. And so, yeah, I agree with you, Roger. I think that sort of like humanity almost is learning how to use this new technology in a constructive way, but a lot of really destructive things have been happening. And I think when I went to Minds, I didn't go to Minds for the free speech. I think what happened to me when I left Facebook was I just couldn't bear the sort of 14-year-old mentality, is that if anything happened, somebody would jump on, and the next thing you'd know, there'd be like a teenage girls slap fist fight. No, it's not like that. No, you're so wrong. You said this. And I just couldn't cope with that. And so I went off into the sort of the unknown territory of the free speech platforms to find a sort of discourse like this sort of place where you could talk to people about having different ideas and different points of view without that like backlash against you. And then when I got to the deep dark internet and found all the other guys who believed in free speech, I found out that there was just as much of a backlash. It was just different words, different type. So yeah, I've come to sort of more the place where you're at, Roger, is that we've been through that rebellious teenage stage on the internet of growing up as a species.
And don't get me wrong either, I love each and every person I've met on all those platforms, except for Fruit Lab.
Me too, yeah, me too.
Fruit Lab was a waste of my time. I mean, John's been on Fruit Lab too, and it's like he actually enjoyed it more than I did. I don't know if you've seen my comments towards the end of that, but I had a meltdown, John, on that platform. I did. I literally flipped out on him, you know. And
yeah, it got a potential to be really good, hasn't it?
Yeah.
But, I don't know.
They just turned it.
Yeah, people starting one thing, drawing people in, and then as soon as you're in there, oh no, we're going to move the goalposts a bit more now.
Right. Interesting.
Same as Minds
and
stuff,
experiment.
Yeah, Minds Plus exactly the same. YouTube have done it in the past, the same thing with the goalposts. It's all the same, you know, at the end of the day. All the same. Jackie's commented on the chat. She said, where is it? I've heard a couple that did a test. They did send each other a message over the smartphone about going on holiday. Next, both got all kinds of ads for hotels, plane tickets, and so on. Mm-hmm. And she says, they even know your private emails, what I feel goes way too far. I wrote to a friend and got ads for washing machines and the things I mentioned. They should stay out of our private mail.
Yep.
I speak in code if I don't want their bots to know what I'm talking about. Rumble seems to be free. You can talk about things there that YouTube or Facebook won't let me mention. I feel like I'm overcrowded in the chat. No, you're not. It's nice to hear from you.
It's nice. It is nice.
We're on Rumble as well. All of us are on Rumble. We've all got separate channels on there. There's a Wonderful World of Weirdness channel on there as well. But Minds we are on mainly as chat. So if you like Rumble, you probably will like Minds as well.
She'll like the chat. Let's
like the chat, yeah. That's pretty cool there. And there's a lot of like-minded people. Like I know that how Jackie thinks about stuff because we've emailed each other and stuff. So I know you probably would like Minds as well.
I love Minds. You know what I love about Minds is I love that, okay, like you say, it's just another social network. It's got the same issues. We're figuring it out. What I like about Minds is their attempt to use a cryptocurrency in a real world way so that a content creator can attempt to generate their own advertising. And I find that really attractive as somebody who's interested in art and interested in selling their own work, is that I am very much against the advertising agencies that I think hold us all like prisoner with these sort of mind control advertisements and campaigns that they have. Mm-hmm. Whereas like when you're in Minds and you can promote your own work with tokens that you've earned with your own content, I just like that whole idea of being in charge of my own advertising. So more than just the social network thing. And like I say, I adore the people. I just love them to bits. I don't know where I'd be without them. But more than that, I think that I'm not there for the social media as much as I'm there to try and figure out the cryptocurrency and the economy and the running your own business with an alternative type of interaction between people, not the traditional fiat system and interest and advertising and that whole commercial lark. So that's what's valuable to me about them.
No, that was what I like too, but like here recently, within the last 6 months, a lot of that's changed. Like,
A lot of that's changed.
I mean,
A lot of that's changed.
I'll be back in 2, guys. Just gotta get my son some milk. Okay, I'll be back in 2.
Okay. But like they've got it set up now to where the only way that you could really get anything good out of the whole setup is through an affiliate program where they want you to refer people to mines.com, and from what I'm getting, it's not really working out all that great because like I go onto that freaking Mines help on chat, and people who were supposed to get paid all the way back in September for the monetization they had and had dropped are still waiting for it, you know what I mean? So they're not even getting paid money that they've got, and they're stuck with it, you know. So
Yes. Yes, there's been a lot of problems since the very beginning. They haven't figured out, I mean, they've tried so many different ways of providing alternative monetization, and none of it's really taken off. And some of it has been really unfortunate because there've been big influxes of people into the economies, and there's been all this promise that this new thing could work. But then there were all the trolls and all the people who insisted on their right to be nasty. And so a lot of people left, not because the token system wasn't working, but because they didn't want to put up with the people who thought that free speech and nastiness was the same thing. So I kind of, my heart goes out to the Ottomans. I think that they've really, really bent over backwards to try and provide creators with a platform, and for many reasons that they've been sabotaged. But like, there's been a massive crash in the crypto market, and there's been all sorts of really weird shenanigans. So I'm not surprised that a lot of people are pulling back from it and that Mines is suffering. And who knows whether the token will even survive these latest, I don't know when the crypto bubble will pop.
Being honest, I'm surprised freaking Mines is still there. You know what I mean? Like, with all the stuff they've been through, like the fact that they're even still around. There's so many platforms it's fallen, and they're still here. I'm really amazed they're still here.
Well, I've got all my tokens staked in liquidity, and I am really, really, really hoping that they really make a go of it, because I think that it's a really great opportunity for a little marketplace for people who want to be artists and who want to have a place where they can say to their people who buy their art, are interested in their art, interested in their podcasts, like reading their books. It's a really nice alternative, I think, to Amazon, where you call your own shots. Anyway, I think I've said this about 30 times. It's just,
well, we're
like,
talking about tech. I mean, what we think about it, and like there's something else I did want to bring up about that too. I think a lot of people have stereotypes about old people in tech as well. Like, they think that like old people just aren't able to comprehend, you know. And my son, he learned that lesson when he moved in with me, because he thought I was just this dumb old man, you know what I mean? And well, his first mistake was him playing around with his computer and thinking it was smart to overclock the CPU. And I told him, man, look, whoever gave you that advice was an idiot. You need to stop freaking doing that. So me and him built the computers on the same day, right? Pretty much, maybe a couple days apart. And I've still got this computer that I freaking built okay, and he's got his, and so far, his freaking monitor was flicking on and off as he was moving out. You know what I mean? He's had issues with his freaking computer messing up twice so far. And I told him, I was like, that's because your buddy's telling you it's smart to go and overclock your freaking CPU when you should just leave that freaking CPU the way it is, because that's the reason why it was built the way it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but all the time, he thought that freaking I was just this old dumb guy that didn't know nothing about anything. You know what I mean?
Sounds like Sans.
Yeah, when he first moved in, he knew that I was interested in emulators, so he gave me tips. He did give me tips on starting out with emulators, but within like 3 weeks, I had them mastered. He turns around and he goes, "Man, you know more than I do now." I kept asking him for advice, and he's like, "I don't know, man. You know more than I do. Leave me alone." So
I'm still learning all the time. PCs. What it was recently, I was trying to copy and paste something. So I know how to copy and paste, but like Steam keys, there's a perfect example. I copy a Steam key, try and put it into Steam, it wouldn't work. My 8-year-old son comes in, "Oh, try Control V," I think he said. I said, did that, and it worked. I thought, how did you know that? He's 8. I didn't know it, and it worked. I couldn't believe it. I thought, oh my god.
I love Control V. I've also just learned it recently in the last year, and I'm like, how come I didn't know Control V all my life?
Didn't know it. No.
Control F is another one, I think.
And then print screen. I for years I looked at the print screen button. I couldn't figure it out to work, and then I suddenly found out one day it's Windows print screen, and then it works.
Yep.
And it's
really,
like,
isn't that it? Yeah.
So,
you need the cheat codes, don't you?
Mark, I keep telling him, or I told him twice. I stopped saying I keep telling him. I told him twice already. I was like, you need to freaking sit down and let me help you, and you create a tutorial for people on how to use command on the keyboards. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he's like, why would I do that? Nobody will watch that. And I was like, dude, are you aware of how many people today don't know how to freaking actually, like, without using your mouse, could you actually use your keyboard? You know what I mean? Being honest, can you?
Me?
Yeah.
I can do Control X and Control C and Control V. And I think Control F maybe. But yeah, no, my answer is no. No, I would not. When you play a game, they give you the list, don't they? They give you the list of all the key things, so you can go check it. But like, no, I'm too much of a noob to know the keyboard shortcuts.
Like, you guys.
How do you learn them? How do you find them, Roger? Like from Mark.
They've been teaching them since the 1970s. Like,
nobody's ever taught me.
Well, they actually should have, because like I don't know if you remember this far back, but you remember back in the 80s whenever you was in school and they made everybody go to the library and learn about the computers.
Really? So you see, I grew up in a country that had sanctions.
Oh.
So there was no such thing as learning about computers.
Oh,
No. That was for good people, not us evil ones.
Oh no! So they literally made it to where you guys weren't allowed to have computers and stuff.
Well, it was the very early days back then, and so we were at war, and what was imported was a priority for the country.
Okay.
And mostly it was just food that was imported, and we had sort of developed our own industries for shoes and clothes and things like that. So yeah, I remember even when I was in high school, we had to get calculators for our maths exam, and we had to send, we had to get relatives from other countries to send them to us because we couldn't get them locally.
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah. So no, I never know, and everything that I've learned on computers, I've learned myself by pushing buttons, clicking buttons until I think that I'm like your mom.
Oh no,
Click things.
trust me, nobody's like my mom. Okay, my mom she's out of this freaking world, dude. She touches the freaking computer, and shit happens. Okay, she touches her phone, and shit happens, and all of a sudden you're just sitting there wondering what the heck did she do. She's sitting there touching stuff, and all of a
That's
sudden,
me.
you know. Like, oh my gosh. Now, John.
So when I went,
Oh, go
sorry.
ahead. I'm sorry.
I was
You
gonna
go.
say that
You go.
when I went back to university, I learned this fabulous word. When all the years that I was growing up, I was told that this was called trial and error. You press a button and see what happens. Well, when I went back to university 10 years ago, they've invented a word for it, Roger. It's called heuristic research now.
Heuristic.
So your mom is just involved in heuristic research there.
Is that like web browsing? Is that surfing the web?
Just trial and error. Just try it out and see if it works.
Oh wow. What was you nodding your head no for, John? They didn't make you go to the library and learn about the computer?
No, nothing. Computers sort of came in as I was like finishing school, but we didn't really did anything with them. Knew nothing about computers at all from school. I think I was in I had like a games computer, Commodore 64, but proper computer I didn't have till late 90s, I think it was with me. Something like that. When we first had it, we had dial-up internet, which is absolutely awful. I don't know if you had that in the States. And then eventually went to broadband, and then that was awful when it first came out. It kept cutting out and stuff, and then there we go. Went from there. I did various stuff on the internet to get by and stuff back then, and just learned my stuff from there. Then
You know, you keep talking, you're gonna give up your age, man. You're gonna.
Well, I don't care anyway. Okay. I'm old and proud.
I know I'm 50, and like you got to be at least 10 years older than me, man.
I'm put this way, in 16 months I'll be 60.
Damn.
So there we go.
Oh wow! I'm gonna beat you. I'm in 3 weeks. 3 weeks.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
60. Yes, I'm going to be wise, guys. All my life, I've aimed for 60. It's like.
So you guys are more the freaking like Steppenwolf hippie kind of generation is what you guys are. You went in with the freaking satin shirts and listened to freaking Deep Purple. And
I had flares when I was younger. I did have flares. Yeah, it was 70s. Yeah, I had flares. That's about it. Cowboy boots. That was about it when I was young. That was about it when I was young. In the 70s, that was about it. That was my thing then. And motorbikes and stuff like that. There we go. The wild old days.
So what did you guys think about disco?
No, not really so much. I was into Deep Purple and stuff. I was into,
Yeah.
I was actually.
I know
more
you
disco
were.
now.
I know you were. I've seen pictures. Have you seen the picture of John when he was younger?
I haven't seen it. No, John.
I got a copy of it. He said
I heard your story. I heard your story of you and the whiskey in the car and the competition, the music competition. I thought that was a cool story. But I haven't seen pictures of that era.
Yeah, they are around. Yeah. I'll show them to your minds. I'll have to find them.
So Jackie says she's pretty blonde with all the phone stuff, the computers. She can do what she needs to do, and outside of that, she asks Google. I'm wondering if this is a woman thing, Roger. If maybe me and Jackie and your mom have some sort of womany attitude towards technology.
I use
maybe
Google.
When men complain about women and cars. It's sort of the similar thing of women and computers are similar to women and cars.
I use Google too. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that.
No,
It's
I
like,
use Google.
I mean,
For
I'm, I'm,
everything. Yeah.
I'm okay with it. the The thing I don't like is like Facebook whenever, especially when you see women getting addicted to freaking Candy Crush and freaking
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Farmville. Like,
yeah.
what the heck is the deal with this obsession with Farmville too? You know what I mean? Come on, man. Are you serious? You know,
Well, you play it with your friends, Roger.
Yeah.
your
It's a thing that you
friends.
play with your friends.
You play Farmville with your friends, so you build freaking ranches and
You
stuff like
trade
that.
with your friends, and then you send them requests. Please, can I have these many eggs? And then one of your friends gives you your eggs, and then you feel all happy and joyful because your friend gave you eggs. It's a thing, man.
I
I never played it.
I remember playing Cafe World in the early days of Facebook, and my partner played it, and she used to do long shifts, and she used to ask me to like check on her cafe and stuff. And one time I forgot all about it, and she came back, and I told her she was in a foul mood and speak to me for ages. And I was like,
I
"Oh my
bet.
god!"
Yeah,
I just remembered about it now.
I remember Cafe.
Cafe World, yeah,
Yep, I remember that.
Farmville,
You had to make sure the tables were cleared off and
yeah,
all the food was made and everything was out, taking orders and stuff. I'm
yeah,
so glad I walked away from Facebook because it wasn't just the games; it was the atmosphere. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
I'm getting that way with YouTube too because like I don't like the environment it's creating. You know what I mean? Especially being somebody who's a creator who freaking go. And I don't even like using the word creator. I'm starting to use it more now, but like
Hmm.
making videos and everything. You know what I mean? Like when you're in there and you're making videos, I don't think your first priority should be your views. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah. No.
Like we're sitting here, like you mentioned earlier, we're having serious conversations. You know what I mean? This right here is important for us, but we're
yeah,
not going to be like on the top 10 freaking list of subjects that people on YouTube's watching. When in reality, this is the kind of stuff people need to be talking about. You know?
Yes.
yeah. Well, my perception of it has changed a lot. I'm a long time YouTuber now, 2000, it's coming to 8 years now, I think it is. And for years, it's always about views. And when I was earning money, it was about earning money and stuff like that. Not that I do any more from it, but all about views. But now my perception is, if I make a video, especially podcast, and sometimes it has on this video as well, this series. If I sort of touch one person's life and they think, oh, really needed to see this to hear this, that is me. It's like gold to me. I think, yes, that's what I need. That's why I need to make this video, and that's what I
Mm.
aim for now. Because I remember we did a video on OMT, and Roger was talking about drug addiction and alcoholism and stuff like that. And one person commented about it after they'd been through something similar, and he was really, he was really touched by what Roger said. And I thought, wow, the fact that video didn't get a lot of views, it doesn't matter that it reached one person. Obviously, there's other people it reached, of course, but because it reached that one person, it was like, yes, this is why I'm doing it. This is what I want, and this is what I aim for now. Every especially solo videos, that's what I try to do. Is just if I reach one person, then I'm over the moon. That's what I try to do. So, apologies if you can hear my son singing in the background.
Oh no, I can't.
Can't hear him. All right,
Lucky.
he's in the other rooms. I didn't know if you could hear him.
Oh.
I think that's
Yeah.
great right there. And that's something else, too. Like, um, and I have an issue about this because a lot of people are like that. If you listen to people on YouTube, especially, and they're doing what we're doing, they'll get all frustrated and upset if freaking a door opens or freaking somebody comes in and starts talking. You know what I mean? And for me personally, I think it's great when somebody's kid comes in and says something nice to them. Freaking, there's nothing wrong with that. Or like your cat, your cat's sitting up there. If he takes and starts pawing at you, I love that, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't think that becoming somebody who's doing a YouTube video, I don't think that they should be frustrated or irritated because they're living in a real world where real things happen, where the door opens or people want to talk to you. You know what I mean? If you guys are sitting there and you have a conversation with somebody that's standing next to you, take time to talk to them, and we'll freaking keep the show going. That's how I feel about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Don't get frustrated and upset and make a fool out of yourself with your family because you're trying to make the perfect video or the perfect stream. You know what I mean? Just be yourself. That's the thing that frustrates me about people when it comes to YouTube when they're making their videos, because they get frustrated over that stuff, and it's not something you should be irritated or frustrated about. Just be yourself, you know.
Yeah. I used to get frustrated, but like now, my gaming channel gets 4 times more views in 48 hours than this channel does, and this channel has got 140,000 more subs in it. But it just shows, for some reason, that channel is popular, and whatever I'm doing it is popular. But I could be frustrated about it. I think, here I am with this big channel, and I'm only getting these X amount of views. But I'm not, because, as Roger says, it's just important to talk about stuff that some people need to hear. Some people need, really in a place, they need to hear about some of the stuff we talk. Not saying this particular episode, but other episodes of this series maybe, or my podcasts, or videos that you do, Bob does, or Roger does. You know, they're like, they could be around for a long time. Our videos could be around after we're long gone. And one day someone might stumble across them and think, oh my God, that means that is just what I need to hear now. And it does, I just think it's important. I think it really is. And as I say, I've been involved with the subs. The subs go down. My subs go down every day on this channel because I'm not doing content that as I've said before, my long-term subs want to see. And it did used to bother me, but it doesn't now, because there's more important things in life to worry about. I mean, there's a young ladies, friends of my partner, 40, going through breast cancer and stuff now. And it's quite heartbreaking to see it, She's really, really bad, and it's just like puts things in perspective. You can't worry about losing subs, losing views, and you've got a poor woman who may be terminal. We don't know, or hopefully she's not, but she may be. It just brings you right back to earth, I think, well, what the hell does that all matter? What's it matter if you lose 100 subs in one day, or what's it matter when you look in the big picture of stuff? It's life is what matters, and living it to the best that you can, and being the best person you can is what I think we should be worrying about. If we need to worry about anything, we should be thinking about that, not like stuff like this, which, especially young YouTubers, they're awful. They could have a potentially good channel, and they'll delete it. Oh, I've had no views to this. No, you think, well, you need to look at the bigger picture. You can't. You've got to just. And so, here we go.
Well, getting back to Minds and the affiliate program you mentioned, Roger, I think that's for me what the benefit of the internet is. I mean, when we grew up with media that was one way. The radio or the TV spoke to us, and if we had an opinion, the opinion was with the people that we were with. But now you have this sort of way of being, like we are here, and with Jackie in the chat, and we're having this interactive media experience where, I mean, you're in Wales, John, you're in America, Roger, and I'm here in New Zealand. We would never have met 50 years ago. We would never have had this conversation at all. And Jackie, I don't know where you are, but you wouldn't have been involved. And so this technology, for me, the journey that I'm on has been a real journey of learning to interact with people instead of before, where I grew up. I was interacting with the television screen. But now we can do this actual human to human contact. And for some people, like me, I'm not very good with people, and so I tend to have less friends, but sort of be more picky about them. And on the internet, there's just such a big audience, is that you can find people that can connect with you over things that are kind of unusual or sort of niche, if you like. So it's just nice, I find. It's just nice to be able to have these options and these ways of using technology that offer you a doorway into another world, a different experiment, maybe, in living. Because, I mean, we sure have figured out a lot of things that aren't working very well. And so to have this technology and to be able to get together person to person and have conversations that you don't really get to have. Well, we didn't get to have when we were younger.
Oh, we've lost Roger, have we?
Roger.
We've lost Roger.
Oh, goodness me.
Hang on. I think it means we've lost the stream then.
That means we've lost the stream.
Hang on.
Oh, okay.
And you have to wait for him to come back now, because I can't... can I? I don't know if I can do it. Oh, shit. I think I might get talking to you, but it's not being like streamed now.
No, I can see on YouTube it's just stopped.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I don't know what to say now.
Well, what do we do? Do we wait for Roger to come back, maybe?
Best.
Okay. Well, that was quite interesting, having Jackie with us.
Yeah. I can't really... If I start streaming now and then Roger comes back and streaming, it's going to be a lot of... need to come back.
Don't worry about it. I mean, it's 12:59. We've been going for an hour.
Yeah.
It might just be that we came to a natural end and it cut off.
Maybe.
I mean, we'll be like maybe 5 minutes shorter than an hour.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah, wait a minute. I'm just typing to Jackie what's going on.
Do watching. Watch live.
Yeah. I'm like a few minutes behind on the thing. We might as well just end it then, is it? Because it's an hour now anyway, isn't it? Doesn't look like Roger's coming back.
I don't think so.
Oh, well, no one's going to see this anyway, so I am recording it myself, this side, but I'm not really going to upload it with just the sake of like a couple of minutes, which is just me and you talking. There's no point, really. No. So I'll say goodbye then, is the best thing then.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And we'll see you soon.
See you soon, yeah. Have a great rest of your day.
Okay, and you. Goodbye.
Thanks, John.
Bye.
Alright. It looks like we could be still on when it comes to Old Man Talking. I believe that one is going on. I've got to go to Odyssey to check that one out. So let's see what's happening. I hope that it's still going, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, that could be done. But we are getting something going on with the thing. So I want to apologize to everybody for the inconvenience. I had an internet interruption that has taken place. Bob Dub says, thanks guys, awesome chat. See you next week. Jackie Heisman, I'm still here. So lovely to meet you, Jackie, from Bob Dub. There is another show with Roger and Bob Dub in days at 11 GMT. Too complex for me. That's probably from John. He always says interesting stuff like that. Very nice to meet you too, Bob Dub. That's from Jackie Heisman. Jackie, we appreciate you in chat, and you are always welcome on the show if you want. Just let us know if you're interested in coming in and viewing the show, being part of the show if you want to get on board and talk. So you're more than welcome. I do want to apologize about that. It's coming to 6:04 anyhow, so I guess I could end the show. I apologize for this happening. This actually is the first actual live stream for Old Men Talking on Wonderful World of Weirdness. We've always archived here, and John brought the idea up to us to do a live stream. Oh, you're all right. I mean, if you want to, you can come in. You don't have to have a mic or a cam. You can type in your messages as you listen. We'll welcome you to it. I'll start posting links and everything for you if you want to come in and actually be on the Jitsi link with us, okay? So don't worry about that, Jackie. You're more than welcome to. Like I said, I do want to apologize about this. That was my fault. It wasn't old John's or anybody's. So, Jackie, thank you for being in chat. Thank you, Bob Dub, for it was John that was hosting today. So thank you for hosting, John. And with that, I guess I'll bring it to an end. I'm doing the streaming, and I'm the one that messed up on it, so it's nobody else's fault but mine. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And after the stream, the comment section is still there too, so leave a comment if you want. We'll get back to it and everything. I appreciate that. Jackie says this kind of thing happens on live stream all the time. Don't feel bad about it. I understand that too. We use Jitsi and it bounces off. That's what I thought the problem was first, but apparently it wasn't. So let me go ahead and get off of here before we end up losing the internet, and I will talk to you guys later. So thank you for sticking around, and I will archive this and have it uploaded on my channel. I'll send a copy to everybody else too, and I will talk to you later, Jackie. Thank you for being here.